Associate Director of Admission at Denison, not to be confused with Davidson. I know we have similar names. But what I'm going to do is kind of give you an introduction to our campus and talk a little bit about how we review applications and what we look for in applicants. You'll probably find that there's a lot of content that we're repeating because often the way we review students, the way we admit students is pretty similar, in part because we're pretty similar colleges in terms of our size, our style, and kind of our focus as institutions. So you might hear some themes kind of repeated throughout, but you'll probably find some slight differences as well. So that's a picture of Swayze Chapel at Denison. Now, although that's a religious chapel, a religious building, we're not religiously affiliated. That's our Center for Religious and Spiritual Life. It's also our main event center on campus and one of the most famous buildings in the center of our campus. It's also the highest point in our county where we're located. But it's kind of like an iconic image of the campus. So when you talk to many Denison students, oftentimes they'll look at that and remember their memories and all the fun times and great experiences they had as a student at Denison. So just like to show that as kind of a visual image of the campus. Now Denison is located in the state of Ohio. So here's a map of the United States right here with Ohio circled and then an arrow pointing to where we are. We're in Granville, Ohio, which is just outside of the city of Columbus. Has anybody here been to the United States before? Yeah? A few? Okay. Where have you been? Boston? Okay, very nice. And then you?
New York.
To New York, okay. So I take it you haven't been to Ohio, which is okay. Usually if I ask people where they've been to in the U.S., Boston, New York, maybe California, are some popular answers, and for good reason. Those are great places. But if you're considering going to the U.S., I would just keep an open mind about other locations. They have a lot to offer. Ohio is an amazing place. I was born and raised in Columbus myself. And we're just about 30 minutes outside of Columbus, and Columbus is the capital of the state of Ohio. It's a city of over 2 million people, so it's a pretty big city, has a lot to offer. But Denison itself is located in a pretty small town. You'll find a lot of liberal arts and sciences colleges, like Davidson, Denison, Franklin, and Marshall, are located in smaller communities, in smaller towns. And Granville is no exception. This is a picture of Granville here. It's actually technically a village. It's not even a city because there's less than about 6,000 people that live there. But that offers you some great opportunities in terms of it being very safe, very welcoming and friendly community to be a part of. And a lot of times students think that you're in a small town, you have a small experience, and that's definitely not the case. You come to a place like Denison, I'm amazed at how our students fill their schedules with classes, with extracurricular activities, sports, internships, research programs. And when you come to a liberal arts college like ours, you get really good access to that stuff. You're not competing with thousands of other students to get involved with research projects, to join a sports team, to start a club or organization. So you really have the power to influence change, to really dictate your experience at the college. So liberal arts colleges really offer that type of experience. So I really encourage you to consider going to a liberal arts college, whether it's Denison, Davidson, Franklin, Marshall, or Barnard, or another. I think it can be a really life-changing experience. And really it's a type of institution that you find in the United States that you don't see in many other places around the world. What being a liberal arts college means to Denison, though, Kaylani talked a lot about some of the themes that we really value and essential to what we believe is a liberal arts college experience, which is the small size. So there's only about 2,300 students at Denison. The average class size is only 16 students, so not even this big right here, maybe half the room. And that just gives you better access to your faculty, better access to resources on campus. Again, you're not competing with thousands of other students for internships, for research programs, things like that. And we intentionally keep it that size. Now, it's not so small that you see the same person walking from your dormitory to your classroom every day. There's enough size and diversity of people, of opportunity, to make it feel like it's a big experience. But we do keep it intentionally small because we think that's where students can grow the most, in that more intimate environment. And then we're completely residential, so students live on our campus all 4 years of their undergraduate program. We have 20 different residence halls at Denison, ranging from different types of living and learning communities to one-bedroom apartments. So it's a very comfortable and nice place to live, a lot of different options. But the living and learning experience is really central to what it means to be a liberal arts college. and we really value that. We believe strongly that education doesn't stop when you leave the classroom. It happens in your home life, it happens in your social activities, as well as a traditional classroom setting. So the living and learning experience really builds into that, and that your college experience extends 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And then third is that we're only undergraduate, so we don't offer any master's or PhD programs, which isn't uncommon for liberal arts colleges. And that allows us to specialize and focus very intently on the undergraduate student experience. So pretty much everybody on our campus is aged 18 to 22 years old, in a similar place in their life. And all the services, programs, and things that we offer are all designed for that type of